Fly Morton, characterized as in wearable power armor powered armor self-configuring, exoskeleton core cognitive hard suit core, NLP, machine computing sentiment analysis, or man-drone modular core human facility, EMF, exoskeleton-powered armor manned core electromotive powered armor metallic bond armor inductor energy system power armor bioelectric crystal energy cell piezoelectric effect armor sharing energy with a set of separate circuits embedded within armor structure or alternative structure transformation electromagnetically flux density hard suit extophoresis, subject not limiting additional system or structure. The Fly Morton characterized wearable biometric percussion Skeltronics lyophone biomechanical mechatronic full body biomedic extophoresis bionic modulated harmonic sonic magnet transducer powered armor air engine pneumatic thermoelectric thermoplastic polyurethane electromagnet static electrolysis powered buoyancy armor generator electron beam vacuum inductance helium energy buoyant envelope vibranium piezoelectric pyroelectric thermoelectric titanium powered accelerator body armor airship robot suit machine manned powered buoyancy body armor flight suit, subject not limiting to additional system or structure. Fly Morton characterized wearable mechatronic power armor powered buoyancy exoframe titanium envelope buoyant armor enclosures. Fly Morton characterized wearable exoskeleton human biometric heat brainwaves controls facility manned humanoid transformer airship. Fly Morton characterized wearable transducer helium power buoyant armor orthotic rest manned core. Fly Morton characterized wearable biometric biomechanical titanium percussion envelope power armor enclosures. Fly Morton characterized wearable exoskeleton exoframe functions as an electric actuator linear dual action functional likenesses is a pneumatic motor, air motor, compressed air engine component of a machine that is characterized wearable biomechanical responsible for biometric range and size designed to corresponding alongside the shape and joints or segments of the human body user for moving and controlling external biomechanical metallic additional system or structure operates as an helium buoyancy envelope titanium strengths maintains the biometric coordinated shape system enclosures. Fly Morton characterized wearable exoskeleton envelope actuator requires a control signal and a source of energy. The control signal is relatively low electric energy, voltage or current. The mechatronic exoskeleton robotic system is not limited to neuron motor controls. The Fly Morton characterized wearable mechatronic biomechanical robot suit machine system is not limited to software-based controls of the mobility machine suit exoskeleton system. The Fly Morton characterized wearable mechatronic exoskeleton or exoskeltronic buoyancy type armor operates likenesses and in stepper motoring. This includes pneumatic air compression. The Fly Morton characterized wearable exoframe engine does mechanical work by expanding compressed air. The Fly Morton characterized wearable pneumatic exoskeleton motoring linearly converts the compressed air energy to mechanical work through linear or rotary motion. Linear motion can come from either or pistoning actuator linear while rotary motion is supplied by either a vacuum or dispatching type or air turbine type motor. Exoskeleton engine serves up to more than several hundred horsepower rotary vane motor, uses electrical kinetic energy or air to produce rotational motion to the thermoprotection electron beam magnetic vacuum shaft. The rotating element is a slotted rotor which is mounted on a drive shaft. Each slot of the rotor is fitted with a freely sliding rectangular vane. The exoframe vanes are extended to the housing walls using springs, driven action, or air pressure. Air is pumped throughout the pneumatic exoskeleton cylinder input which pushes on the vanes creating the rotational motion of the central shaft. Rotation speeds can vary between 100 and 160,000 revolutions per minute depending on several factors which include the amount of gas pressure at the exoskeleton core uses electrical energy that provides strength of the magnetic field it's generate, a charge to the mechanism used to regulate the gas, the biometric biomechanical sealed motor cylinder chamber and exerts pressure against the vanes of a rotor. This causes the rotor to turn at high speed. The exoskeleton submechanism core varies from linear action, plunger-type actuators operates as an exoskeleton. The Fly-Morton core operates as in pivoted armature actuators and rocker actuators embedded. The Fly-Morton, characterized as in wearable mechatronic exoskeleton extended valve, can use a two-port of the Fly-Morton biomechanical exoskeleton core design are used to regulate a flow or connections inputs to three or more external port coordinate alongside design when switched flows between ports. The Fly-Morton characterized wearable mechatronic pneumatic exoskeleton biometric biomechanical transducer enclosures functional all-in-one likenesses as an actuator linear gas cylinder bomb rotary heat exchanger transformer core metallic bond, MFD, solenoid hold and sensory extended together not limiting additional structure. Fly-Morton mechatronic machine biometric biomechanical alternative structure human facility modular core. The Fly-Morton characterized wearable airship exoskeleton core operates an air engine flywheel requires a great deal of torque to start the engine. Reduction gears are used. Reduction gears create high torque levels with the lower amounts of energy input. These reduction gears allow for sufficient torque to be generated by the engine flywheel while it is engaged by the pinion gear of the air motorized. Fly-Morton exoskeleton air starter airship. Fly-Morton characterized wearable armor buoyancy equipped with an electron beam thruster powered the energy fuel cells of hydrogen combustion. However, the Fly-Morton characterized wearable machine suit may be considered as an energy hydrogen fuel cell generator, operates within electrolysis having additional operations as in Peltier effect envelope armor enclosures, whereas energy fuel operates within liquid hydrogen converts into ICE mechatronic system subject not excluding its system vacuum potentials. When converting oxygen into liquid density to accommodate loss of liquid density energy conversion are aforementioned it may therefore be associated with energy alongside the electron beam, mechatronic thermocompression cryogenesis. The Fly-Morton characterized wearable biomechanical mechatronic exoframe core electron beam produced by acoustic supercapacitors tubes whereas therefore R6 individually R6000W in addition acoustically driven by an ultrasonic modular speeds at 767 meters per second that is used to duplicate the 36,000W supercapacitor electrode emitter ARC forces 767 times emission time frame at 00.50 per /s reciprocating between 22 mm per s without excluding its additional structure likenesses of a piston kit however subject to supercapacitor shaft electromagnetically reciprocating a plasma piston foot within structure likeness of piston actions to spark plugs within engines that accommodate combustion driving force. However the distance of the surface when reciprocating is at 22 mm for the piston to meet its limitation. Besides that the combustible liquid energy cells flows from the miniature cylinders into an enlarged harmonic sonic Peltier effect vacuum bladed tube cooler oxygen or particle displacement impeller oxygen converter liquid density gas cylinder sampler reciprocating bomb combustion bleeder forces throughout the rotary heat exchanger dispatching. The cost for a fully operational machine in as little under $4,000 self-balancing self-suspension buoyant suit self-propelled as to levitate against the Earth's gravity autopilot flight navigation cognitive machine consciousness auto return neuron brainwaves synchronization or controls telechatbot auto biometric sizer sensory emotion chip multiple atomic memory slots and ROM or unlimited storage power lift power leg breaker when switching between alternate leg when running self-recharge etc. Head mount display R vision microm vision tactile sensory proximity sensory gravity sensory thruster solenoid hold levitation fixed position area of fraction tractor beam fraction of area sensory cool or dissipation of heat sensory the articulated full body buoyant system concept high TS muscle spindles are simple as electromagnetic in exchange of solenoid rod solenoid steel cable alongside miniature thermoplastic liquid tubes from end to end of segments area of fraction no loose wiring solenoid actuator metallic bond by electric charge only electrical solenoid metallic thermoelectric tube liquid fuel dispenser by heat activated only Solenoid rod manipulation of USB HDMI ECT electrode input pin-out connections only whenever configuring additional structures or alternative structure muscle spindle functional likenesses of solenoid actuator linear on the contrary of iron rod metalloid pulley cables used whenever locking connection between additional or structure activates puppeteering subject not limiting to additional system or structure. My Fly Morton fingering segment part is characterized wearable automated system human finger manipulation Fly Morton power gripper. The fingering enables holding or tightening whenever handling and releasing an object. Modular powered electromagnetic electrical inductor buoyancy coil line closed within a central iron mesh core structure. Electromagnetic coil fingering structure separated by electromagnetic coil scissoring structure needing currents to establish a charge that covers electrical energy into a mechanical pushing or pulling force or motion as to lift scissoring fingering drawer, guide or slide. The force and speed and movement is determined by the strength of the magnetic flux generated within the electromagnetic coil fingering buoyancy structure emits a beam electromagnetic radiation within proximity sensory for changes within the field or return signal. This enables the fingering to detect the presence of the localized object within vector of the field without any physical contact. Fly Morton wearable biomechatronic polydimethylsiloxane PDMS transducer hand operates biomedical biopsy whenever mapping black cells define as melanocyte for potentials of subatomic electrolytic abnormalities, likely black cells possible cancer cells subatomic activity. The Fly Morton biomechatronic biomedic palma translates while blood flows throughout polydimethylsiloxane biomedic electronic system ultrasound intense focus parallel ultrasonic vacuum light sensory tracking and mapping black cells reading subatomic electrolytic alpha frequencies, translates Hertz relative to potential abnormal black cell, whenever mapping subatomic electrolytic bioplasma subatomic quantity electron flux rhythm of subatomic waves of excitement quantity within Hertz. Constants weak or strong acoustic forces subatomic excitement dispatching waves chemical imbalance may be characterized potential cancer cell. Fly Morton wearable orthotic biaxial biomedic biomechatronic biomechanical suit manned drone, subject not limiting additional system or structure. Wearable biomechatronic biaxial birefringent metalloid silicon phosphorus cryonic crystalline media body armor displays concert to provide full body transparency. Invisibility mode, claim, Fly Morton, full body powered. Armor display, Fly Morton. Full body powered armor display according to the shape corresponding along with joints and segments of the human body. These includes multiple micro miniature camera couple with enclosure structure action. Full body manned amplification transparency manipulator prospectively, subject not limiting to additional system or structure. Fly Morton concert to provide magnetic sail or suspension, quantum propulsion electrolysis energy fuel system, and liquid fuel generator. Fly Morton concert to provide acoustic self-suspending as to levitation as to Fly Morton propulsion approach extaphoresis self-suspension modulation powered armor concert to provide piezoelectric effect modulation ultrasonic reciprocating radiation pressure displacement of particles within the medium accumulates increases in heating alongside particles plus pyroelectric effect under piezoelectric mechanical stress energy displacement electrons from crystals prism causes electron flux charges bismuth element semiconductor electrofluxes alongside neodymium superconductor element thermoelectric effect cooler while phosphorus blue silicon mix quartz crystal diminish solid state through intense radiation pressure against phosphor crystalline type quartz crystal density simultaneously heating exceeds crystals melting rate occurs alongside liquid particle moisture develops liquid increases electron flux particles by the charge bismuth metallic causes electrolysis hydrogen develops within the element molecular formula structure oxygen separates exhaust is through photovoltaic solid electrode block biometric biaxial biomechatronic orthotic intense ultrasonic radiation pressure pneumatic gas combustible buoyancy envelope body armor enclosures molecular formula Bi2 and D2 QC photovoltaic zinc bismuth 2 neodymium plus 2 quartz 2 modulation, harmonic sonic transducer effect piezoelectric effect 2 pyroelectric effect 2 electromagnetic effect 2 Hall effect 2 thermoelectric effect 2 electrolysis / magnetocaloric. Seebeck effect / Fly Morton characterized as in wearable body ultrasonic pneumatic gas combustion modular armor tractor beam. Fly Morton wearable ultrasonic pneumatic gas combustion self-suspending amplification powered full-body ultrasonic pneumatic gas combustion power armor thruster tractor beam thrust. Fly Morton wearable power body armor transducer operates displacement of particles between the medium rise, pneumatic combustion modulation ultrasonic thruster tractor beam thrusts. Fly Morton wearable transducer pneumatic gas transducer ultrasonic full body armor emits intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion forces, levitation as to fly against the Earth's gravity. Fly Morton wearable ultrasonic transducer reciprocating intense pneumatic gas radiation combustion body armor lift pressure sensory thruster tractor beam thrusts. Fly Morton characterized wearable powered transducer armor intense radiation ultrasonic pneumatic gas combustion body armor pressure sensory thruster tractor beam thruster. Fly Morton wearable ultrasonic transducer pneumatic gas combustion biaxial biometric biomechatronic powered armor sensory dispatching ultrasonic pneumatic gas combustion pressure body armor sensory thruster tractor beam thruster. Fly Morton wearable full body armor transducer intense radiation pressure powered biomechatronic powered armor ultrasonic dispatching and sensory body armor thruster tractor beam thruster. Fly Morton wearable body armor ultrasonic intense pneumatic radiation gas combustion dispatching body armor with sensory and thruster tractor beam thruster. Fly Morton wearable transducer body armor intense radiation ultrasonic pneumatic gas combustion pressure body armor lift with sensory against the weight of gravity thruster tractor beam thruster. Fly Morton wearable transducer body armor intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressure sensory and dispatching lift body armor density having sensory thruster tractor beam thruster. Fly Morton wearable transducer full body armor intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressure emissions lift biomechatronic armor sensory and emits lift intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressure having sensory thruster tractor beam thruster. Fly Morton wearable transducer body armor dispatching intense radiation against body armor enclosures transducer emissions lift, thruster tractor beam thruster. Fly Morton powered full body sensory armor sense intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressure within the medium rise, biaxial body transducer armor emissions lift biaxial biometric body armor three-dimensional area of fraction of an area against weight of the body armor against the weight of gravity with sensory thruster tractor beam thruster. Fly Morton characterized as in wearable transducer ultrasonic body armor emits emissions are intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressure emissions lift body armor having sensory thruster tractor beam thruster. Fly Morton wearable full body armor emits intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressures lift against surface distance measurements between the medium pressures forces rise against gravity sensory body armor emissions forces lift by intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion body armor pressures dispatching emissions forces lift against biaxial biometric biomechatronic enclosures surfaces density thruster tractor beam thruster. Fly Morton characterized as in wearable powered body armor dispatching intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressure forces lift having sensory of density surfaces emissions forces thrusts against the body armor dispatching thrusts ultrasonic intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressures forces thrusts within proximity sensory of the body armor emissions forces thrusts powered armor intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressure sensory forces thrusts emissions against armor thruster tractor beam thrusts. Fly Morton wearable gimbal body transducer armor sensory dispatching intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressure forces lift thruster tractor beam thrusts. Fly Morton characterized wearable transducer emissions body armor sensory thrusts emissions are intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion dispatching thruster tractor beam thrust particle or liquid fill enclosures in space. Fly Morton wearable transducer body armor emits pneumatic gas combustion pressures forces thrusts sensory. Full body transducer armor thruster against three-dimensional area fraction body armor ultrasonic radiation pressure pneumatic gas combustion pressures forces thrusts powered full body armor thruster sensory thruster tractor beam thrusts Fly Morton wearable transducer thrusts intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressures forces thruster tractor beam thruster. Fly Morton wearable powered transducer full body armor emissions sensory emissions are intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressures forces body armor having sensory forces thrusts. Fly Morton wearable thrusts against powered armor vector field sensory intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressure emissions forces thrusts sensory powered armor thrusts forces thrusts intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressure forces thrusts armor sensory intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressure emissions sensory emissions against armor forces thrusts intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressure solenoid hold sensory emissions forces thrusts body armor thruster tractor beam thrusts. Fly Morton wearable body armor intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressure forces thrusts sensory thrusts intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressure forces thruster armor sensory emissions intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressure against the body armor forces powered transducer armor thruster having pressure sensory thruster tractor beam thrusts. Fly Morton wearable biomechatronic body armor thruster area of fraction body armor. Fly Morton wearable body armor enclosures forces intense thruster powered armor thrusts sensory thrusts intense radiation tractor beam. Fly Morton pneumatic gas combustion pressures forces thrusts against cockpit armor sensory thrusts intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressure vibration armor force thrusts sensory thrusts density lift with intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressure body armor forces thrusts intense radiation pneumatic gas combustion pressure sensory forces thrusts as to levitation by quantum propulsion or thrusters claims, are. Fly Morton. Characters wearable full body armor powered buoyancy vibranium body armor additive manufacturing humanoid powered armor modular manned drone core alternative structure hardsuit machine propulsion system, FIG. Claims. Fly Morton. Characterized wearable power helium powered buoyancy armor according to the shape corresponding alongside joints and segments of the user's body, FIG. Claims. Fly Morton characterized wearable manned drone human modular core self-configuring exoskeleton core, NLP, suit machine computing sentiment analysis, BNF, code syntax script Bacchus nor formalism read or write system or E-controls structure E-controls armor emitter, FIG, claims. Fly Morton man core electromotive powered armor metallic bond armor inductor energy system power armor bioelectric crystal energy cell piezoelectric effect armor power generator sharing energy with a set of separate system circuits embedded within armor structure or alternative structure transformation wearable mobility biomechanical manned buoyancy octopus robot humanoid drone machine system slave by E-controls, FIG, claims. Fly Morton characterized wearable biomechanical electronic biometric actuator linear lift drawer slide guide powered exoskeleton human facility E-controls modular electric power full body orthosis brace actuator linear drawer slide guide buoyancy rest, FIG, claims. Fly Morton. Characterized wearable biomechanical full-body power armor wearable mobile humanoid octobot buoyancy exoframe manned drone core powered additive manufacturing system consist of multi-fuel manned drone humanoid armor, FIG, claims. Fly Morton characterized wearable biomechanical electronic armor full body power manned harmonic sonic transducer acoustic tractor beam powered modular armor manned buoyancy drone power armor amplification, FIG, claims. Fly Morton characterized wearable electric full body intense radiation pressure Peltier effect air conditioning modular armor thruster amplification, FIG, Claims. Fly Morton Turretorized Wearable Full Body Harmonic Sonic Transducer Power Modular Armor Thruster Amplification, FIG, claims. Fly Morton Wearable Full Body Electromagnetic Propulsion Powered Modular Armor Core Thruster Amplification, FIG claim. Fly Morton Turretorized Wearable Full Body Thermoplastic Ballistic TFT-Powered Live Video Camera Recording Thermoplastic Power Armor Displays Full Body Transparency Mode Amplification, FIG. The Fly Morton Self-Suspension Deformed Nanotube Mesh Armor Propulsion System Chamber utilized a flowing electrical current material and produces magnetic fields. The deformed nanotube mesh armor electrical current is used to either create an opposing magnetic field, or to charge a field, which can then be repelled, within the deformed nanotube mesh acoustic harmonic sonic chamber that is subject to magneto-hydrodynamic drive or MHD within the deformed nanotube mesh chamber accelerator for propelling using not only electric and magnetic fields having moving parts, accelerating an electrically conductive propellant. The deformed nanotube mesh armor piezoelectric effect enclosures surfaces bearing nanothermal heated nozzle related to magneto-hydrodynamics. The nozzle pump thermometal ferroliquid substrate thermosolid liquid. The ferrofluid is directed to the rear within nanotube shaft structure that is deformed nanothermoelectric liquid actuator acting and as a reaction or EMP, accelerates forward. Substance, usually helium, is applied to the metal while the metal is under a steady magnetic field. The substrate carries away the extra heat, the metal cools down, forming one or more layers of the substrate. Object can be formed in an additive manufacturing three-dimensional printing process. The deformed vibration nanotube mesh bearing a harmonic sonic heated nozzle pumps thermoelectrode liquid solid metallic polarization with intense radiation pressures. The electromagnetic solenoid holds sense on the surface. The thermoelectric mesh characterized wearable full-body power armor powered manned humanoid of drone exoskeleton modular core having thermoelectric effect within electromagnetic elements, whereas the deformed nanotube armor actuator linear power drawer slide or powered guide armor railway. The first thermoliquid solid metallic substrate layers, the deformed nanotube by the layers of a second armor substrate having at least a surface that is made of the first thermosolid metallic liquid substrate material outside surface of the substrate layers, whereas the heated nozzle dispense underneath the end forming one or more layers of a second material on the surface of the downside surface substrate, wherein the solubility parameter of the second thermosolid metallic liquid is within about 5% of a solubility parameter of the first element. In this manner, the object part formed by the one or more layers of the second element may be incorporated into the wearable object. In A, the object includes a first portion comprised of the one or more layers of the second element and a second portion comprised of the substrate, the first portion having a first Hayes value and the second portion having a second Hayes value, wherein a percent difference between the first Hayes value and the second Hayes value is equal to or greater than about 165%. A method comprising removable mounting a preformed substrate to a platform, the preformed substrate having a surface including a first element, forming one or more layers of a second material on the surface of the preformed substrate by an additive manufacturing process, wherein a solubility parameter of the second material is within about 5% of a solubility parameter of the first thermosolid metallic element, and producing an object comprising the preformed substrate and the one or more layers of the second thermoelectrode metallic viscosity bonded to the preformed substrate, whereas the preformed substrate actuator linear underneath deformed solidarity preformed substrate layer. The deformed nano-sized tube creates an electromagnetic field method used as an actuator linear of the electrode solid thermometallic liquid having three-dimensional armor viscosity, and then the magnetic field is taken away, making the metal especially cold. cold enough to be used as a cooling unit of the deform wire mesh thermoelectric cooler system operate according to the Peltier effect. The effect creates a temperature difference by transferring heat between two electrical junctions. A voltage is applied across joint conductors to create an electric current. The Peltier effect is the reverse phenomenon of the Seebeck effect. The electrical current flowing through the junction connecting two materials will emit or absorb heat per unit time at the junction to balance the difference in the chemical potential of the two materials. Certain materials are embedded to generate an AC, alternating current, voltage when subjected to mechanical stress or vibration, or to vibrate when subjected to an AC voltage, or both. Piezoelectric nanotube mesh embedded material is quartz. This generates electricity from chemical reactions. Fuel cell, an electrochemical energy conversion chamber using reactants within the deformed nanotube armor structure that generate electrical energy and produces acoustic sound waves. Dual or reverse piezoelectric effect. The thermomagnetic electromagnetic self-suspending helium-filled harmonic sonic tractor beam buoyancy deformed nanotube mesh body armor thermoheated nozzle laser produces intense thermoelectric effect. Electromagnetic photonic voltaic radiation Hall effect. Pressure solenoid hold sensory proximity and vector field three-dimensional area of fraction against the weight of matter or gravity. The deformed nanotube mesh surfaces emit intense cooler conditions sound waves while self-suspending against matter and against the weight of gravity. The acoustic body armor actuator linear is self-suspending tractor beam intense radiation pressure against the weight of gravity of the floatable enclosures acting as a propellant of the armor. The area of the deformed nanotube mesh body armor emits intense radiation photovoltaic pressures electromagnetic Hall effect wave passive infrared light solenoid hold polarization proximity or vector sensory against the weight of gravity or matter actuator of the armor surface area of top and bottom or area of the side or surface area of two, area of top, or perimeter of top and height of the surface area equals 2 pi r2 plus 2 pi r, or bottom whereas against the enclosures of the armor tensile areas of fraction or the tensile fraction of the area weight against matter or gravity self-suspending armor rig switch controls the wearable full body buoyancy armor manned out drone system modular core human body facility suspension levitation within polarization vector and proximity against the armor weight and against the Earth's gravity thrust produced by surface area of fraction or fraction of area. Fly Morton characterized wearable humanoid deformed nanotube biometric full body robotic armor mesh buoyancy exoskeleton manned suit is designed to absorb and damp shock impulses. It does this by converting the kinetic energy of the shock into another form of energy piezoelectric effect, typically heat, which is then dissipated by the deformed nanotube mesh thermoelectric effect refrigeration deformed nanotube mesh structure characterized wearable power armor powered piezoelectric vibration armor intense radiation pressures magnetocaloric hydrodynamic drive. This includes thermophonic photovoltaic persensory electromagnetic Hall effect intense radiation pressure tractor beam solenoid hold sensory vector field and proximity field the dimensional area of fraction claim. Flexible rotary turbine engine. The Fly Morton multiple rotary turbine engine system actuated by the reaction or impulse or both of a current of fluid, such as water, steam, air or electromagnetically motorized, subject to pressure and usually vortex forces are made by corresponding transmitting rotary by a series of curved vanes on a central rotating spindle. The flexible spindle shaft defined as the device for transmitting rotary motion between two objects which are not fixed relative to one another. It consists of a rotating wire rope or coil which is flexible but has some torsional stiffness, ball bearing gear beneath its covering, which doesn't bend fixed its spindle-actuated rotating wire rope mount, but its covering also bends over the ball-bearing gear but does not rotate. It may transmit considerable power, only motion, with negligible power. They are connected potentiometers and other variable electronic components. Fly Morton flexible rotary turbine enclosure, flexible combination of forces electromagnetic palladium tube, an electromagnetic pneumatic, EMS, EAT, quantum palladium valve system, whereas only discrete energy values to electromagnetic pneumatic suspension, EMS, EAT, fluid, energy subbands. The carriers can only have discrete energy values. Neodymium type ferro, EAT, fluid suspension, EMS, quantum valve electromatic potentiometers pneumatic, EMS, flux inverter valve, dual shaft dead electromagnetic drive motorized impeller coil made superconductive having diamagnetic energy values powered pneumatic quantum valve powered by electromagnetic force which, EAT, uses neodymium type fluid quantum palladium superconductive flux inverter generator powered AC generator. Flymore additive manufacturing neural mechanisms enable advanced paradigms under well-controlled and reproducible conditions. A number of memory-compatible haptic interfaces. The adding of layer upon layer approach is simple, cognitive computing technology with degrees meeting diverse needs including plus resource community visualization tool in design plus a means to create highly customized parts alike plus operates industrial tooling plus produce small production parts. 3D printer self-configuration biomechatronic hard suit powered armor, circuits, 3D printing food on-demand production, geometric complexity, technology, the accessibility to create, customize and or repair housing, armor or hard suit in the process. Redefine current production technology. Flymore, wearable biaxial biofringent orthotic humanoid human modular core biomechanical, drone, leg cycle, mobile machine power body armor machine suit cognitive computing resource communities software aided design or CAD, machine equipment and layering material. Flymore, fiber optic, force sensors system program well-established measuring interacting forces with subjects or to reduce the inherent dynamics of the haptic interface through force feedback. Flymore, cognitive machine equipment reads in data from the CAD file and lays down or adds successive layers of liquid, powder, sheet material or other, in a layer upon layer fashion to fabricate a 3D object. The term EM encompasses many technologies including subsets like 3D printing, rapid prototyping, RP, direct digital manufacturing, DDM, layered manufacturing and additive fabrication. Flymore, concert to provide neuron motor control from compatible haptic interfaces of additive manufacturing. Neural electrodes mechanisms enable advanced paradigms under well-controlled and reproducible conditions. A number of memory-compatible haptic interfaces. Flymore, example, a projectile damage, fiber optic, force sensors system program well-established measuring interacting forces with subjects or to reduce the inherent dynamics of the haptic interface through force feedback. Adding of layer upon layer, whether in plastic, metal, concrete homes, circuits, and nascent field 3D printing food geometric complexity. Flymore, feeding tube having peristaltic pump is a type of positive displacement pump used for pumping a variety of fluids as the rotor turns. The part of the tube under compression is pinched closed, or occludes, thus forcing the fluid to be pumped to move through the tube. Armor specification material polycrystalline ferrite polyurethane rubber mixed carbon fiber mesh mixed with liquid methador approach vitriol electrolyte sulfuric acid phosphate powder compounds pyroelectric energy crystal cell compounds mixed with metal powder compounds iron 325 97.7% powder particle compound iron 100 powder particle compound sodium bicarbonate crystalline powder compound mixed with metal or fiber deform electrical wire titanium mesh deform graphite wire mesh mixed glass deform wire aluminum wire mesh mixed glass mixed with deform sewing thread dyneema mesh mixed glass deform sewing thread alpaca mesh mixed glass